What's going on, YouTube? Rylan here in the garage gym, and today I'm going to take you around and just walk around the gym. We're going to look at how I store my equipment. I feel like I've got it pretty close to dialed in, so we'll go around. I'll show you everything that I do for storage, so stay tuned. All right, so we'll start in this corner of the gym, and the first thing that we have when you walk in the door is right here. And this is some metal pegboard that I got from Lowe's, and some little baskets and some shelves that I got also, I believe, from Lowe's. And the purpose of this area here is to hold cleaning towels, your cleaning spray, some tissue paper, some pens, some, the carabiners that you're using all the time. And then I also put up a lot of my programming. I'll post on this little spot right here. So that's just something to throw your keys, your wallet, your phone, whatever. As you walk in the door, you can kind of unload that junk and then get into your workout. So that's the first thing in the gym when you walk into the left. This is one of the first storage items here that we bought, and it's just a simple 6-gun barbell rack. And it's a great way to store your bars. It takes up a lot of wall space. However, barbells, if you're looking for efficiency, and I'll show you that as we go through the video, are always better to be basically stored vertically up and down. Now, okay, another thing here, dumbbells. How do you store your dumbbells? These are stored on Rep Fitness's basic racks. They take up about 8 feet by 3 feet. And I think they're just a little bit over 3.5 feet tall, and that holds a 5 to 100 set of dumbbells. Now, there are some other options out there for storing dumbbells, and if this is something that doesn't interest you, look at some of the higher tiered ones. You can get some that are like a 4-tier, and they'll come up to about here, and those work really well. The only caveat to those is sometimes heavier weights off the top might be hard for some people to get off of there. All right, so now we're coming over to this corner here, and this was kind of a dead corner for me. It needed something, so I was like, let's put our steel maces in this corner, and it's just grab one of these guys here. So all of our steel maces are in the corner, including the new shoulder rock we just got from Kabuki, and it's a very simple setup. Go to Lowe's, they have a storage section area there, and you'll see just buy a little piece of this extruded aluminum frame, put that on the wall, and then it's simple as buying these guys right here, and I'll kind of show you the exact one that we use. Now, that fits on there. Yeah, not perfectly, but to be honest, it works pretty good for the different size steel maces. So that's how we did that. It wasn't that expensive. Pretty simple. There just really isn't a good mace storage system out there that I could see from any of the major brands. I'm sure we'll see something coming soon after they start watching these videos, but this worked really well, and it was really inexpensive way to store your steel maces. All right, so our plates are stored on our 6-post rack. We're fortunate to have a 6-post rack that has plate storage built in. I understand a lot of people may not have that, so if you don't have something like this, look at wall storage or a plate tree. Works really well. But for us, this is how we do it. We just have your standard 6-inch and I believe 12-inch plate pegs, and then we just have all our plates on the back of the 6-post rack. Now, on this side here, we have your standard Rogue, and this is the shorter, I want to say 3.5 or 4-inch. This is the shorter one. They make 2 different models of this hanger system, and that's the shorter one. Works really well for bands, and we just keep those beside the rack. Works really well. So that is how we store our bands. All right, so I was talking about best way to store barbells and specialty bars is always going to be vertically. We tend to have more space up and down storing barbells than we do on the wall. So this is a very simple 9-bar holder. You can buy these from any brand. It doesn't matter. Pick your favorite brand. They sell it. They're all pretty much made the same way, but they work really well. And this one here is pretty much full already, but it gives you an idea how some of the specialty bars are stored in our gym, and a very simple, inexpensive way to store your barbells. And I believe those range from about $90 to $150 for that type of storage holder. On this side here, we keep our larger lat pull down attachments, and again, they're just attached to a pegboard setup that I had found. I had to modify it, but this was something that was existing before that I found on Marketplace. So we keep our large lat pull down stuff there. All right, so this is an example of how we store some of our miscellaneous stuff and our heavy dumbbells, kettlebells, and our slam balls, etc. This rack here is from, again, Faster. I have a YouTube video on it if you're interested in more details about it. But it's very simple, and these type of storage racks you can get from all the different brands. We keep our heavy dumbbells from Vulcan on here, and then we have a set of all of our slam balls up along the top, and kettlebells, for the most part, are stored down in the bottom part of that. All right, so on the right side of our, again, Faster storage rack, we have our FT5000, and again, more attachments, right? You know, it doesn't end, but these are the smaller attachments. This is where we store those. Again, this pegboard here fits in between there. I've seen a lot of people do a similar variation to this. You can use wall control or pegboard and sort of build up a frame, but it's a nice spot. The FT5000 from Rep works great, and it allows you to have a nice spot to store your attachments. And all these here are from different companies, and I'll get into a video just basically going through all of the attachments that we have, the ones that we really like. So I'll do a video on that coming up, so stay tuned. But that's how we store those attachments. And then we keep our FT5000 cable machine right here, and then also our lat pull down machine is just right beside it. So everything to do with pulleys and pull down stuff is all kind of within a very small little area. All right, so we're into the good stuff now. I have a whole video about this whole setup here that you guys can watch, kind of talking about how I built it. But what I use here for a lot of my straps, the smaller attachments, and just the stuff that you can't store anywhere else, wall control. So I bought some wall control, custom mounted it into the rack itself, made it an integral part of it, and it has freed up a ton of space on my other Rogue hanger system, so I can hang my boxing stuff over there and be able to use this for what it's intended to be used for. So I've got everything from knee sleeves, got some wedges in there, a tape measure. Everyone needs a tape measure in the gym, so there's one right there hanging on the wall control rack. But so inside this unit here, we've got chains, belts, we've got clamps, collars, just about all that miscellaneous stuff that you have accumulating in your gym. I know you guys do. We all have the same type of stuff basically hanging around, and this works really well for that. Now, I'm going to show you down below on the shelf here in a second, and the plate storage, so stay tuned. Okay, yeah, I think this is going to work in the frame. Camera's way up in the air, but down below here, just below the wall control stuff, is a custom shelf. That's just for your miscellaneous, again, more miscellaneous stuff that won't fit on the wall. Things like this bench block right here. This is a great training tool for bench work, and that fits nicely on the shelf. Couple kettlebells, some of the smaller change plates, and I even store some spare hardware in here. And then also all of our, again, Faster bumper plates are stored in here. And so that kind of gives you a little idea of what's going on there. The bare steel pins, also I keep these guys stored on the very bottom. All right, one more item that never gets any attention in the gym and just pretty much stays stored right here. In fact, I've hardly used these battle ropes. That'll be a whole nother video on stuff that I don't think you really need to buy, but we'll talk about how I store it. So I've got this mount here. This is kind of a giant hook, and it's actually quite thick. It's actually pretty cool the way that it's made out of aluminum and welded. It's really nice, and it's because it's so much thicker, it's easier to hang the battle ropes on it. I found this on Amazon. I don't have the link. Sorry, it's been years since I bought it, but that would be something to look for from Amazon. It's a really nice storage hook system. You will need to tie into some studs because it is pretty heavy when you get the rope on there. So that's how we store our battle rope. Okay, so one other area of storage is this cabinet here. This is Husky. It's from Home Depot. They're inexpensive. They're very affordable. And inside here is where we store stuff like chalk, boxing gloves, spare towels, tie pads, that type of stuff. Just anything that's miscellaneous to do with the gym. Spare cleaners. What else is in here? Oh, yeah. You know, massage tools, that type of thing. Everything is stored in here. It's a nice way to store that type of stuff. It's a nice way to store that type of stuff because it just looks clean. It doesn't take up a lot of space instead of having it up on a shelf. It works really well. Again, these are from Home Depot. And then over on this side is our Rogue hanger system. This used to hold all of our straps and belts and all that other stuff. And I hope I have a picture of it. It was just overflowing. It was ridiculous. And that's what prompted the wall control system that was built into that other rack to clean this all up. And right now it works good for boxing gloves. You tend to want to store your boxing gloves out in the air so they can dry out. So this is much better than keeping them inside the cabinet. All right, that concludes a tour of our storage and how we store stuff. I hope you guys found something useful out of the video. Maybe you got some tips or tricks from it. Again, appreciate everybody that supports us and supports the channel. If you find it informational and you find that there's something good about it, please subscribe. And if you don't, then don't worry about it. I'm not worried about views and follows and all that stuff. I'm just trying to put this out there. And if people like it, you know, follow it. That's the way it works. Again, if you want to support us in another way, you can always use our affiliate links. We appreciate that. And again, check us out on Instagram. So if you got any questions, comments, put them in the comment box, not the description box. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Appreciate it. Have a good day.